everybody. Welcome back to TBS. I haven't seen you in a long time. It has been crazy, hasn't it? I guess everyone's just trying to cope and do good. But today, I want to talk about someone who's done bad. And it is Lori Vallow. I don't know if any of you have heard of this case, but Lori is a woman who has a wake of dead bodies. And she's crazy. She's in jail finally. Her accomplices are getting in trouble now too, finally. But I want to tell you the story of her and use the cards to see what is going on with her if we can. She is totally out of control and someone that most people never would have even thought existed. But maybe we can figure some stuff out because she's fascinating. And unfortunately, she's probably killed a bunch of people. So I don't care about having this be PC or anything like that. I just want to try to see what we get here. So here's my beautiful new dolly box that B made me with my special deck, which we'll use for the wonderful world of Lori. So Lori Cox was born in '60, I think. And she's one of those people that's really like, she's pretty, but she's insane. And everyone who comes into contact with her remembers her because she's so different. She probably has a mental illness. She probably isn't in a right mind. But we'll just try and figure out what's going on here. So she married a guy recently named Chad Daybell. And they moved to Hawaii. And they got married on the beach. They had a beautiful ukulele ceremony. No family, just them. And she looked really great. He looked really happy. He had a really awesome white outfit on. It looks, on the outside that everything is beautiful and perfect. What you find out is that she actually has 2 children, but they weren't there with them. And they weren't anywhere. They're just kind of gone. No one could find them. No one in the family could find them. The police couldn't find them. These 2 people, these 2 newlyweds, just left their children behind. And they're lost, so no one can find them. And it took the police probably like 9 months to get her in jail. And lots of stuff happened. They found out that the kids were probably dead. The little girl in Yosemite and the little boy in an unknown area. It was found out that the brother of Lori probably helped kill the children. And the reason that the children were killed probably wasn't what everybody would think. Oh, she just wants to be free. No. Lori and Chad think that they have a one-way ticket to heaven, and that they can hear what God's saying, and that the 2 children had evil forces working within their bodies and had turned to zombies and needed to be killed because they were thwarting the message of whatever they were going to build, the empire. And that in July of this year, the world will end, and they were going to be enlightened beings in charge of a bunch of stuff. But I guess they just had to get their practice in of killing people because the poor children are probably dead. Her brother's dead now. 2 of her ex-husbands are dead. Chad's ex-wife is dead. And you see what's going on here. I mean, it's insanity. and it involves 5 different states. I mean, they did everything they could and they almost got away with it. So Lori is the one I want to focus on here today. Chad is a big part of this. He'll probably show up, and the children, but I just want to see if there's anything we can find out about Lori and about the way that she has, you know, come into contact with the world in this horrible way. So let's see here. The Page of Coins. This is JJ. This is the little boy. He's an adopted little boy, and he has autism. And it's her kid, but was adopted and then she adopted him back. That's what people are saying. That's what I think. Because he looks just like the rest of the family. I mean, exactly like. He's a good little boy, but, you know, he has autism, so he has a little bit of challenge. She received money to take care of him from his grandparents, his adoptive grandparents. And so he kind of was a cash cow to her, but there was other things going on. This is poor Tylee, the little girl. 4 of Cups, regret, sorrow, despair. She knew all of this was wrong and tried to fight her mother and tried to protect JJ, but unfortunately she was dispatched quickly because she was ruining her mom's fun, trying to get in the way of all this. Poor thing. She was a good person and she tried really hard. And what did she get for being a good person in this family? She was rated a -4 dark, like in the dark, with Satan type thing, instead of, in heaven. So it was crazy. Now, King of Cups is Chad. He is very romantic and like he believes in these beautiful, idealistic utopias. He wants things to be like a certain way, and he likes to have the support of someone, and he wants to be a champion, like a knight. He wants to help and be the savior of the world. The problem is he's either mentally ill, totally under control of Lori, or something. We're going to see if we can find out. He's an author. He knows about business. He knows about public speaking. But, I mean, there's something wrong. And see this fish? Something stinks in Denmark, let me tell you. Okay, now this is Lori. How wonderful. Okay, so this is the 8 of Cups reversed. Or 8 of Swords, sorry. And you see her with this butterfly. Butterfly is like, it stands for swords, it stands for air. And it's the way that you can cut to the chase, it's harsh, but it's the truth. This is all about her. Like, she really, really, really likes to have cut and dry, black and white type things in her mind. And whenever that happens, when someone can't let go of that, it usually means they're mentally ill. You can see that there's a bunch of clouds around here, and there's a kingdom in the background. So this kingdom is what she thinks is going to happen at the end of July. And this is what is around her mind. Like, she's the dark person, but she can't see it because she has this butterfly. She thinks she's in charge. She thinks she's in control. And she thinks that what she's doing is, deep down she doesn't, but she tells herself that what she's doing is something beautiful and going to help the world. And that these two were just, they weren't pawns, but they were a liability that has now, like, getting rid of them makes everything free and clear for her. She only sees it that way. So we'll put them down here and see what else has happened. Oh God, here's the devil. So yeah. Now, obviously, this is what has the influence over this whole family. It's not God. it's not God if you think of it as a good God. It's a bad God. It's the thing that tempts people. There's the little shadows coming out to be on top of him. This person isn't free. And this is a fool that goes off the edge here. This is what they're doing. Chad and Lori are fools right now, but they also think that they are ultimate prime beings. And this is all an illusion that they've been told spiritually. It's really sad. And we see this over and over and over again with the Mormon religion. There's not a lot of checks and balances, but there's a lot of good and bad in black and white thinking. And so that leads to stuff happening like this, where people become vigilantes and they think they can be in control of other people, and that God told them a certain thing, and then now they have the power to get away from the law, get away from any kind of thing that would stop them. They get away with murder. So this is this is saying the children are gone. Right here, you have the Six of Cups, which means childhood, and you have Tylee and JJ, and they're in heaven now. She tried to help him, but got shut down, and he didn't even have a chance. They're being protected and taken care of. It's okay, but it shouldn't have happened, obviously. Poor little guys. But yeah, they're gone. So this is definitely saying they're gone. This is what Lori wants to be, and what Chad wants to be, and what they think that God is like, but it's actually Satan. There's nothing about this that's good. Like, power corrupts people. You have to let go of control, and especially control of others, and let them make their own decisions. You can protect people, but that's different from changing them. So whenever someone like Chad and Lori try to change people or judge them, then they become an executioner type. Now, the Wheel of Fortune means the court. So we don't know what's going to happen to Lori and Chad, because if you look at this, it means that the balance of spirituality and the balance of the earth is like equal in this case. So we are not going to be able to know the outcome if they get away or not. But because so many people are seeing the truth and they are so delusional, probably, almost, I don't know what percentage or anything. Sorry, this is vague. But probably they're going to pay for what they've done. They won't get charged with everything they did, but they'll be in jail. Alright, so let's see here. Okay. So the Chariot is justice. It's going to keep going on its merry way. It's not going to stop. And it's heavier than them, so that's good. It's bringing judgment along. This is the executioner of us, of the justice system in the U.S. And they are just under the wheels, you know. They thought they could get away with anything, but they couldn't. Alright, so this is Lori, and this is Chad. And they've decided that they're hearing from an angel to know everything that's going on. They're in total control. How they see themselves and how we see them is very different. Because they think of it as, we just don't understand the Mormon religion. We are not Latter-day Saints, and so we can't see the truth. We see it as there's common sense, and there's things that they have done that are wrong, and they must be punished. Because there's only a few things that everyone can judge on and say that's wrong. And murdering children is one of them. Okay, so let's see here. Now, the King of Swords was Alex. her brother. He is passed on. This is him. This is his soul, his shadow. But what he did on earth was take care of her business and do things for her that hurt the children. So we don't want to go and be part of that anymore. And he regrets what he's done. He wanted to be a shepherd, see the sheep. He wanted to be on the chessboard and control, helping. And I don't see where he went. He may be in a purgatory type state, or he may be just doing something totally not of God right now. But he's not here on this earth, and he thought he was a pope-like figure. Lori didn't even see him like that. She thought of him as a sheep, a follower, not a shepherd. Poor thing. Queen of Coins, see, here's Satan talking into the ear of Lori. She really does love money. She loves things to be a certain way and her to be celebrated, her to be able to have power to get certain things without just by asking for them instead of working for them, because she thinks that means that she's worth something then. Chad and Alex and all these men that were in her life, Charles, her last husband, that is dead now because Alex killed him. There's just so much going on. They can't see the truth of Lori because all this is like covering her. The real reality of Lori, let's try to figure that out. Okay. The moon is all about secrets when it comes to her. The moon is, in the negative form, the moon is femininity that manipulates and that lies and that gets what they want without any regard for other people, but it's in a special way that has to do with feelings and emotions and cutting feelings off from others and using them as currency. So, like the coin here. So, and the Ace of Cups is about like creativity. So, and coming to fruition. And it also means birth. So, and it's also about feelings and a feminine type thing going on here with her. So, this whole thing here is saying that she made this all up on her own as a way to get this. And whenever that happens, and people actually have a will or they're mentally ill enough to actually aggressively go towards getting this in this way, bad things always happen. So the cards are saying 100% she does know what she's doing really, that all of this was to get what she wanted in life, not anything about the Lord or, she thinks Satan probably isn't even real. But the cards are like, yeah, there's something going on where there's a bad force talking to her. She thinks, it's her, but there's all kinds of stuff going on with that. Ooh, the Star. Okay, here's JJ and here's Tylee. So, this is a celebration of, it's like a victory where JJ did the best he could and he's in heaven. And this is saying that in heaven, Tylee is a star. That she has done the best she could. She brought peace and she brought hope, and now she's being rewarded. That's the opposite of what will happen to her mother. Okay. This is what's going to happen. So, at the Last Supper, and during the Caesar versus Brutus type thing, people say that you have to have love to have hate, or hate to have love, and that you have to have one to have the other. I do not agree. I think that selfishness and pride are really what's in charge of all that. And the people that have been sacrificed by her are going to get their vengeance. It's all going to be okay. This almighty currency that she has been striving for and that she thinks is what she wanted is actually what rules the judicial system and will ultimately be her downfall. And I hope she sees that at some point. Champion Chad, I really hope he figures out the truth when he's in jail, stuck there alone with no women, no wife, you know. I'm sure he regrets now being in charge of somehow killing his wife Tammy. I'm sure he is really scared now of what he has believed from Lori. People are saying that, oh, Chad is in control and he's changed Lori. She never was like this before. That's bullshit. She was always like this. And it suited her purposes to hide it until now. He is totally like a pawn. Or not a pawn. He's a willing participant, but he's totally misguided and now realizes he is in big trouble and that everything he did with her was wrong. Okay. Now, let's see. So, if we look here, the world card in the Dolly deck is mirroring the Satan or the devil card in other decks, because you have a main figure with chained slaves and servants, someone that they can't get away from whatever is going on here. And this is not just Chad and Lori and Alex. This is not just Latter-day Saints. This is not just the poor children that were hurt and killed. This has to do with an overall theme of people are looking for justice, but if you look at his face, he's part of this. There is never a full truth. There's never a full vindication until, hopefully, there is a better thing out of this world when we die, that we are vindicated. But here, it's always adulterated. And people wanting a savior to come of the judicial system and ruin and punish them, it won't happen all the way, because it can't. And these people that are under the spell of Satan or whatever, they want to be free. They think that they're coming to save them in whatever guise they come as. And Lori sees the butterfly, she sees the sword. It's just not going to be that way. Everyone has paid because of what they have done. They'll pay too, but others have paid dearly for what they have decided was important. And we see here that everything that Lori has made, everything that she's created, that she has sowed, she's going to reap. And it will not be good in the end. Two of Cups means they'll be going together. And this is the death in the bath. And the snake is Satan. The swords have, they've shut this down. The truth is going to shut the Lori, Vallow, and Chad Daybell case down. At least we can look for that in the future and believe. So overall, in this reading, it's just trying to. I didn't really ask for anything specific, because I don't. It isn't that I don't think the cards would tell us or something. It's just that I don't think that's what is supposed to happen right now. I guess you could ask me more, and I'll tell you more in the comments if you want to know. It's kind of involved, but I think that what this is saying is that everything that we want as quote-unquote upstanding citizens, we want justice for Tylee, we want justice for JJ, we want justice for Charles and all these, and Tammy, Daybell. We want all these people to be okay and to be vindicated, to be saved, to be somehow, for things to be made right. And until it happens, we're going to be waiting. But these cards are saying it will happen. That Lori and Chad's horrible things they have done, which they have done. The children are dead. It's saying that they're going to pay for it. It won't be anything totally complete, but we'll be able to say that everything has gone pretty well and that the best things have happened, as in they're going to be in jail and not out. They're not going to be allowed out. They're not going to be allowed to hurt other people, only inside the jail, and we'll see what happens with that. They're not going to get the death penalty, but because I don't, and the bodies are not going to be found before the trial is over. That's just not going to happen. But everything about this case is so large, and the scale of what Lori wanted is so large that all these cards are saying like devil, 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 and everywhere we turn. And that doesn't just mean temptation. It does mean evil. And if you look in her face, you see that that's what she has turned into. I don't know if she was born like that. I don't know if it's genetic or whatever, or if she's mentally ill, but her face has been turned over to whatever she's following. And I'm just glad we have the cards to help us make sense of it all. This has been TBS. I'm Sadie. These are really cool cards. I like them. They're the Dolly deck. He's really cool, obviously. My favorite artist. Everything he does has so much in it. If you guys are interested in seeing all the cards, let me know and I'll take pictures. I also have them on my Pinterest. So everyone have a good day, and I will talk to you next time.